That was weird. And why does this happen? I want one more Twitch stream where it doesn't disconnect. That probably just made a new VOD, I bet. Let me see. Did that get put into its own broadcast? Yeah, 7 hours, 20 minutes. So what's this? I already clicked this yesterday. Man. Okay, well, the thing I said about embedded systems is I've done a very little bit of work with them. Well, and even then, I try to do things at a higher level than like circuit board. Anyway, it's interesting. I I can appreciate all of the different challenges of computer science, either making use of very fast machines or having to be constrained on low memory, low processing machines. It's there's always interesting problems. Okay. So after designing the above, I was relatively convinced that I should just keep the code where it is. However, here are some more reasons I thought of to support that decision. One is the ES6. The ES6 gulp stuff is already in the right place, and I don't want to move it. Hey, Horvoria. Two is when it comes to deploying. Wait, how does this work when it comes to deploying? There's Botland builds, which has both the client and the server in it. I don't think that's necessary. Shared bin public. Maybe that is necessary. Wait a second, what? No, it gets minified all into one. Yeah. When it comes to deploying, the account server already has its own repository. The game server is currently shared with the client, but it too could easily have its own server, or its own repo. Then what else do we have here? I think that's it. Oh yeah, also, yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. My goal is to do master research on computer architecture to help make faster computers. And that is definitely a worthy effort. I always, I don't know, there are a couple of things that always make me just think. One is when you're on a plane and you look out a little plane window and you see that you're a human and you're flying in the air. And that's one of the things. And then the second thing is when I look at a CPU from 10 years ago as opposed to today, they're still the same little square, but they're just magically so much faster. And I can't imagine the kind of research that goes into working at something like Intel or AMD and figuring out better techniques and testing it and making it a commercial product. What database do I use? I'm using Amazon's RDS right now for MySQL. Okay, so we can close out of this and probably all of this other stuff too. So yeah, here are the steps I need to perform. Convert the REST server and the account server to be promise based. Also, at some point I should possibly consider renaming that folder. It's called Central Server right now because, and I don't really know what I was thinking here, but that was the only planned Central Server. Now there are lots of them. Okay, let's do this. So I think I should switch back to working in this code base entirely, which means I should open up the to-do list and ps.txt. It doesn't exist over here. Okay, so let's do this. Copy file path, open, and copy file path, open. Okay, so now we can close out of the info project entirely. That's probably not a good idea, actually. Or for you, there's a Magic the Gathering card. I don't even play Magic the Gathering. Wait, is it not Magic the Gathering? Okay, well, this goes to show you that what I should have started with is I don't even play Magic the Gathering. So Burst of Knowledge is apparently from World of Warcraft. I don't remember it from that. What is this? Alright, well, just ignore the story I was about to tell because it's founded in lies. Alright. So this. So this is the botland code base. So REST server, central server. Probably EJ. I only have like 3 stories to share with the world, so I just cycle through them. What was the card? I don't know. Some card with knowledge in it. There's probably a million Magic the Gathering cards of the world, word knowledge written on them somewhere. So convert the REST server to be promise based. I have the code here in the constructor to make it listen, and I have this code somewhere else that promisifies it. I don't know where the promisified code is. Moo We All Do says, what language? This is JavaScript. It's some combination of like ECMAScript 5 a little bit, 5.5 a medium amount, and 6 a lot. What does the card have to do with the quote? Just nothing. It doesn't have anything to do with it. Where is listen? I apparently never promisified listen. That doesn't make any sense. The overseer would have had to do this. Here it is. Oh, did I search for promisify with an I? I searched for promisif. It should have found this. It's in the REST server. What? Oh, it's right here. I just bypassed it. My God, I was looking for Java. No one likes Java. Why are you looking for it then? Okay, so this is what I want to do here too. And I want to do this probably here. This surfaces the restify listen function as a promise. That way you can construct the class and then be sure that the server is listening before moving on to other tasks. Without calling this, the server will accept no traffic. Adam, why you not have a link to donate to your project? I feel weird about taking people's money. I think it's been 6 months and 1 day so far, and I've provided the stream so far without taking anyone's money, except for my wife's. And I'd like to continue that as much as possible, and in order to not like cheapen the stream, I think. But it would also be nice to have money. So, I don't know. Okay, so promise.promisify can only work if we have Bluebird, which we do. This.server.listen, yep, good. And then server is listening was only here to say this stuff. So we can cut this out from here. And then this should be exactly the same line written twice. It's not. It's slightly different. Logger.info versus logger.log. That's what ECMA stands for? I never knew that. I don't think I... Wait, what? Does it really stand for that? ECMA International. Oh. I never knew that. Huh. Well, the reason I feel weird, well, part of the reason why I feel weird taking people's money is this is not the product. The product is the game that I'm working on. The stream is a byproduct. Most people on Twitch, the stream is their product. They play games on stream, and if they're providing entertainment to you, then you are satisfied going to their stream. I guess you could say that I'm really doing two products here. One is the game and one is the stream. But why can't I just entertain you for free? Yeah. I don't know. It's still something I'm thinking about. And now that I have Twitch alerts, I guess it's just that much easier to do because I already am in their ecosystem. Anyway, I think this is good then. So now listen used to be called from here. Now anywhere we make a new REST server, which is only in, this is wrong. This is totally wrong. And I named this silly REST server from here. Where does this get exported from? Yes, REST server. Okay, so we got to search for new REST server here. So main and from here too. Okay, good. So then here's what we have to do. Return this.rest server.listen. And same thing from over here. This.rest server.listen. And then we close this and write another .then with a function right there. What payment processor are you going to use for Botland? I haven't decided that yet either. I was figuring either PayPal or Stripe. I don't know if there's a big difference between the two of them on really any metric. Customer satisfaction, payout to the vendor, time payment, forms of payment. I don't know if they differ at all. Playing risky. You know, I have a theory that's not so much a theory as it is a fact, because it's really just a restated law of probability. But if you stay in a conversation with someone long enough, you will eventually have experienced every emotion you could possibly experience. Or you'll die. One of those two things. And like I said, it's just a restated law of probability. But yeah, at some point watching this stream, the idea is to stay professional. But as you can see, sometimes I get frustrated, sometimes I break down laughing, and sometimes things are actually just going well, and I make a lot of progress. All right, I think we're good here. So I just need to test this out. What happened to my find results? Here's what happened. I deleted them. Why is this making you laugh, Playing Risky? That's actually those are my thoughts. Rest test main. We gotta run this thing again. BLT gulp rest test. I broke it. I broke it. This dot rest server dot listen. Right here. Here's where I broke it. This is the point at which things got broken. What is this? What is this? Setup database. You got to say something like let rest server equals null. Then, wait a second. No, the rest server was used somewhere else. Oh, the issue is that I just have the this here. Aha. Take that, the this. And does it work? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Uh-oh. That's a whole lot of red. What happened? Your stream is a product. You're just not streaming dev of Botland. You're also sharing your knowledge. No, I know. I'm just saying it's not the main product. PayPal takes 3%. I don't know about Stripe. There's Braintree. I've never heard of that. Look into Braintree for processing payments. So what you're saying is it's normal to get stuck on a simple problem and want to slam your face into a keyboard. Yeah. How long do you code Node? How strong is your ECMA 6-pack? I've only been working in Node for about 14 months. And ECMAScript 6 I've been using for about 7 months. Oh, well, no, playing risky. So the law of probability, or one of them at least, I don't know if you could say is the law, is that if anything has a chance of happening, if P of X is greater than 0, then that means something will eventually happen given enough time. Otherwise, its probability was 0. Well, this given enough time part, it's like if I play the lotto enough, I will eventually win, or my life will expire or the lottery will expire. I got stuck the other day on a class trying to pass an object to a static method with the object, and it never occurred to me to create a copy of the object to use inside that function. Yeah, I think at every level of programming, you run into problems, definitely, and the problems are just different. And so ideally, after 1 year of doing it, you look back at the problems a year ago and you think, wow, those were totally simple. And then a year after, you don't run into the ones you ran into 1 year, and so on and so forth. And hopefully you don't ever get into the point where you just keep cycling through, like, I don't know how to do this thing, and I don't know how to do that thing, and I'm not learning. That's when you're an old dog. Do you use some kind of JS linter? Yes, I do. I use ESLint. Braintree seems to be for businesses. Braintree is owned by PayPal. Well, that goes to show you can just name something new, and people will trust it. Seems like this may be owned by PayPal. Wait, are we talking about donations? I thought we were talking about processing for the business. Wait a second. How did this get started? What payment processor are you going to use for? Yeah, for Botland. Yeah, we're not talking about donations. Well, isn't it only a matter of time before Braintree gets the same reputation? I mean, if they're not changing their policies or anything, or have they changed their policies and that's why they're trying to do this? Why did all these tests fail? Connection refused. Oh, it never started the REST server then. Well, that's at least easy enough to figure out. We just go into here and we find the listen function. Promisified this dot server name, this dot port. Is it called port? What's the code I removed? Diff current. Hey, this actually works again. Oh, it's just port. That's the problem. It's not listening on any port because I never saved the port. Const port. Well. This dot port equals port, and then we change this to this dot port. So now I can run this. Yes, green. 10 tests passed. Great. It's weird that 10 are passing, but when they failed, 12 failed. That seems a little strange. How can... Yeah, how can that happen? Coding MMO bots in Node. This is the game I'd love to make a bot for. Well, you already can make a bot for this if you want to. You can get an account and connect and join and just start writing one. And writing it is super simple. I don't know if you saw the video already, but I can just drag these things onto here and there. Like, there's my bot. Deploy. And now it's laying landmines and moving around. So, yeah. Okay, so then there's only one other thing that I need to test. And that's this, just running, and then trying to call into these things. So let's call ping on localhost. Yep, okay, I think we're good. Rapporia. Alright, so this has been promisified. This dot port listen function. Yeah. Promisified the account servers, REST servers, listen function so that we could be sure that it was listening for requests before moving on to other tasks. My typing skills have failed me. So then this is done. Give the account server a REST client. This is where I want to use super agent. How much refactoring do I want to do? So I already have a REST client. I have multiple actually. Also, this is the wrong code and I keep going back to it. Adam, how's the new computer? Notice better performance? Oh yeah, it's way better. And actually the stream is better too. Look, even if I just scroll, like it doesn't pixelate nearly as much as it used to. And I could even fix how much pixelation you see, although I don't think there's an issue because when I'm scrolling, I can't even really read what's being scrolled past me. So give the AAS a REST client. Yeah, figuring out what this needs to do. So REST client currently exists in 3 places. There's a base and then there's 2 derived classes. So what does the base even do? It's all to connect to the REST server. Yeah, I don't think this is meaningful. I think I just make my own. Because I'm pretty sure the matchmaker's REST client is not very involved. The shared one just keeps track of whether we're on AWS. And then we have request and just get full URL and what other function I think? Yeah, a register function. So yes, this is super easy. Game servers are going to need to do the same thing though. That's actually something I should prepare for. So the REST client that currently exists in the VL repo is for the game server and for the client to talk to the account server. Eventually, the game server is going to need two different REST clients. One for talking to the account server and one for talking to the overseer. Does it need that though? The matchmaker could do this. Maybe the game server doesn't actually need a client. The matchmaker will tell the overseer to start a game, and then the overseer will know the health. I'm not sure about this. Hey, Mario Man. Yeah, Sublime Text works on all 3 platforms. Linux, Mac, Windows. Actually, Linux is the only one I haven't used it on. That's because the only time I ever connect to Linux is via SSH. Matchmaker will tell the overseer to start a game, and the overseer will know the health. This means that the game server... Man, did I write this down? Where's the game server? I need to use the metadata to get design how I want it to manage the servers. Figure out how I want to expose the REST server that is running on the game server. This would be responsible for surfacing the health API. Oh yeah, I'm sure it works well on Linux too. Over break, I'm planning on adding a hard drive to my system and installing CentOS. Try booting. Wow, I'm only dual booting. I feel so inferior. I don't know how I want to do this. The game server needs a REST client. It does. It needs one. Even if it doesn't need to register with the overseer, it's going to need one for reporting that it is done with a game. Not for stats, just for the server pool. Yeah, there's a lot to do still. I know I've been saying that for like the last 2 weeks, but it's because there's been work for many weeks. Okay, so this task just boils down to code structuring and what's best and how do I plan for the future. And then this and this are dead simple once I'm done with this one. So it's mostly figuring out how I want this to work. And I have a REST client that connects only to the account server. How does this work over here? It takes in just is AWS. How does this know what to connect to? Get full URL, host and port. Oh, we pass in the port. So I've made a generic REST client there. Okay, should I do the same thing here? This one took in a host and port, and this one also takes in a host and port, and then does some stuff. Throw response as error. Like this is probably not needed, and this is also gonna change. Get server URL. Okay, I could refactor this. I could just make this more generic in that sense. But then what about the specific ones? There are 2 more of these. This, which also takes in a token password and then exposes actually many different APIs here. But these would all work almost exactly the same way. Kind of. Here's what it sounds like I should do. Refactor the shared REST client so that it takes a host and a port and makes no assumptions about what it's connecting to. Update the comments for the class to reflect the makes no assumptions part. So that's the first thing. Then modify the already derived classes REST clients so that they are more specifically account REST clients that only have functions for dealing with the account server. Or that's one way I could design this. Also, what else did I miss in chat? Okay. Or another way I could do this is to have one REST client and have it know how to route functions. E.g., whatever I have now, like fetch super token. Fetch super token can go to the account server, but report finished game could go to the overseer. I wonder which way's better. What do I gain out of this? More opacity. Do I need opacity? Where is this stuff used? The REST client probably exists from game server's main. Yeah, our setup REST client. And then it's passed into the connection manager. And that's it. That's the only place that's passed in. So what does the connection manager do with it? Invalidate pre-beta accounts. So it fetches users and bots. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make two REST. Yeah. No, I have decided I'm going to make two separate REST clients. It doesn't make sense for something like the connection manager to have access to non-game related functions like the overseer stuff. All right. Yeah. Okay. I think I've got a plan. I don't know if I'm going to implement this plan right now, but having the plan is important because of Friday. I'm going to probably do this. At some point, programmatically add new account servers to the ELB. As long as I'm in design mode, let me figure out how this is going to work. This needs to be done by the overseer when the REST server is ready to accept requests. So after registration, so I guess the account server will reach out to the overseer and say, I'm registering myself. The overseer will say, okay, I've got you. And then the account server will say, no, it doesn't need to do that. Am I on my new computer? Yeah, I am. And it is great. It's just nice to be able to do things and not have... I shouldn't be the slow point in this two endpoint system here. Or I should be, I mean. But previously that wasn't true. My computer was slow. This needs to be done by this. So this should be done after the account server registers itself with the overseer. Is that even true? It registers itself when the REST server is open. Yeah. Cool. Then everything should just work. Then if a health check fails, I think the only thing we need to know is how many more of these things exist. So I can actually get by with just one account server for a while. At least in testing. In production, I should always have at least two. ELB will handle load balancing between them. And health checks as well. While also getting health checks from my overseer. Okay, I think this is good. So test account servers on AWS. Figure out how to set variables or database scripts at a higher level than what I did. What? Oh yeah, that's right. I crammed them into tasks for now, so there's a lot of repetition. Oof. Okay, I think that's it for now. Let's look at this day 100 poll again. Just want to see if anything changed. Also, I want to see how much Factorio costs. I think it was 21 bucks, right? Yeah. But people mostly voted for Super Mario. And Doom, thank you for following. Hmm. Because I was gonna say, I think that's it for development. I've been online for, yeah, 8 hours. This thing will say that I've been online for like 40 minutes. Yeah, but I still have some time, so I could play a game. I don't know if it would be one of these games, but I want to do something on day 100. What should I do? I'm saving the ones that were most voted on for Saturday. I wonder if I took a vote just of which games I could play right now. What games can I even play right now? I can play Hearthstone. I can play Rogue Legacy. I have those games. I could just, yeah, maybe I'll start up a Hearthstone stream. No, I don't know. That's pointless. No one ever watches. Yeah, I think I'll just get going. And I'll be back on Friday. Yeah, so let me see who I want to host tonight. Maybe that's my fun thing I can do is just leave you with somebody else who's more fun than I am. Okay. I'll leave you with Chronic Sauce. Oh, there's Super Expert mode in Mario today. Yeah, I'm definitely leaving you with him then. Okay, yeah, cool. So, thanks again for watching. Today was a celebration of 100 days. I'm going to leave you guys with Chronic Sauce, who plays Super Mario. Well, who plays Mario Maker, which is all the Super Mario games. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Friday. So take care.